From dating to relationships, from sex to love, from Christianity to politics, from darkness to light, you have now entered into the real zone. Welcome to Conversations with Trent, where no topic of conversation is safe from discussion. Now, here he is, Mr. Epic himself, Trent Williams.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome to Conversation with Trent and Friends, the nutrition edition of the conversation, featuring the lovely nutritionist coach over in France, Catherine Githu. Good stuff. We'll be talking cancer. This morning. Did you guys know there are over 100 different types of cancers classified based on organs? I didn't know that either. But let's bring Catherine in. We'll be discussing this. I find that we talk about breast cancer more than anything, but we'll get into it. Let's bring the nutrition coach in here. One quick second. Hey. What's going on?
Hi, good morning.
Pretty good.
Yeah,
How are
good
you?
morning.
How are you?
I'm good.
Good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon to myself.
Good
Good morning.
Good stuff. Man. Good
Yeah,
stuff.
and good morning to you.
Good stuff. How are you today?
I'm beautifully good, feeling good. It's a bit sunny. It's not like the last time we talked, it was cloudy and it was raining, cold.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, the sun hasn't come up on this side of the world yet. So
Yeah, I guess. I imagine it's 5 o'clock there. Yeah.
yeah, it's a little after 5, about 5:20, something like that.
Okay. We don't have as much, but at least it's good for lifting up the spirits. Yeah.
Absolutely. We're talking cancer, man. We're talking cancer.
You're talking precisely prostate cancer.
I'm sorry.
We are talking about prostate cancer.
There we go. And I think it's very important that we talk about different cancers. I mean, we're always talking about, we're always hearing breast cancer, but as a time, just like a friend of mine, he had bladder cancer about a year ago.
Okay.
Had bladder cancer, so he's fine now, but he's still going through, the rigmarole of all that stuff. And I had a friend who had pancreatic cancer. Actually, I had a friend, my mentor, had pancreatic cancer, and he's in remission. He's doing well. So
just to say, I think pancreatic cancer is affecting a lot of people, but we don't talk as much.
Right.
And for me, like I saw, like people who I was following, like people who I have read their books and I have seen their work, and all of a sudden they die, and you hear they died out of pancreatic cancer.
Yeah. I have a friend who's going through something like that now from the gym, Mr. Charlie. And honestly, that's one of the reasons I wanted to do this podcast on that, is he's dealing with it. He had a procedure done. Actually, I think, what's today? The 23rd?
Today's 23rd, October,
Yeah. He's having a procedure today, so.
Oh.
And I promised him
my thoughts to him.
Thank you. I promised him I'll send him the podcast after we're done. So he's in the hospital right now getting a procedure done. So
wow.
Not at this hour, but sometime during today, he'll have that procedure. I'll check on him this afternoon.
Okay.
But my thoughts and prayers are with you, Mr. Charlie, and we'll talk soon. So go ahead, take it away. The lovely nutritionist coach, Catherine Githu.
Yeah. So, okay. So today we are looking at prostate cancer. We have already done cancer at general. We did breast cancer as well. And as you mentioned, Trent, this is October, and it's cancer, a month of cancer, right? And so, yeah, let's look a little bit of prostate cancer. What is it, and who does it affect? And how can we, what are the treatments and the risk factors? And what can you do about it if you have it? You remember the last time I told you every man will die with prostate cancer, but not every man will die of prostate cancer.
Yeah, actually, I mentioned that to Mr. Charlie last week. That you
Yeah.
said that. Yeah.
This is much true as we're going to look at it. I'll bring that at the end. So put that in the quote. So prostate cancer comes from prostate. Prostate is a gland. It's a small, just like a walnut, that is found in the men only, like any person who has genetics that are male has prostate. And so the prostate is found just below the bladder, and it's surrounding the urethra, the tube that carries the urine outside the bodies. Okay. Like all cancers, prostate cancer is happening when a single cell, or maybe two different cells, they don't die. Normally, the cells have the biological time when they are done. They have done their work, and if they go haywire, they go without following the procedure the way they're supposed to work, they're supposed to die. Otherwise, they're supposed to be killed by the immune system. Now, when they escape the surveillance of immune system, they start progressing. These are not now normal cells, but they are behaving abnormally. So they are no longer, we can say they are normal cells. They have stopped being normal cells. They're supposed to die. And if they don't die, they start behaving differently and start that thing like they want to grow as much as they can. So they multiply faster than normal cells. Okay,
Right.
cancer in general. Now that's how the prostate cancer also happens. Is those small cells, they start growing abnormally and they become cancer cells. What causes or what are the risk factors of having prostate cancer? One, as I said, genetics. You have to be a male, so this doesn't affect women. Here are some non-modifiable factors that are every other man can get prostate cancer from. Age. Prostate cancer starts appearing from the age of 50. So you increase your risk as you age from 50 years. It's more when you're 70 years and above. The more you live, the more highly possible so that you have prostate cancer.
Wow.
Yeah. Or you can have prostate cancer cells. Prostate cancer doesn't always end up being the aggressive or that thing that we are going to die from it. When it's detected early, you can be saved. There are lives that are being saved. 100% you can have a survival. So it depends at what age it was detected. Okay. Family history. If you have anyone in your family, being a female or male, who had cancer, no matter which kind of cancer, that increases your risk of getting prostate cancer if you're a man.
Right.
The other one, and this is the most weird thing, is ethnicity. All African men and African descendant, they have almost 3 times risk of getting prostate cancer. This has nothing to do with your lifestyle, it's genetic. As we did the breast cancer, I remember stating that women who come from African descent, they have very aggressive breast cancer genes. This is the same thing with the prostate cancer, or especially the sub-Saharan Africa. They have this genetic material that has risk of getting cancer. which is even I wouldn't say amazing, but shocking, is even in Africa, we have different types of genes. We can call this allele when it comes to genetics. And so some people, especially those who are in West Africa, they have very aggressive cancer genes than those who are found in East Africa, for example. But here to say, African men or descendants have this high risk of developing prostate cancer than other races. We can say that. Okay.
Gotcha.
Modifiable risk, things that you can work on. Heart disease, diabetes, and obesity reduces flow of the blood to the kidney, the heart, and to testicles. This means that the levels of testosterone might be higher or less, depending with the men. And the more testosterone you have, the more likely you can have prostate cancer, because this is hormonal cancer, because testosterone are going to feed the cancer cells.
Wow.
So in hormonal therapy, they're going to look at reducing the testosterone. Okay.
So the higher the testosterones, the more risk.
You can have the cancer. However, the low testosterone can also lead to a very aggressive cancer that can maybe not adhere to the protocols, like especially for hormonal therapy.
Right.
Most of the times, and we saw that also with the breast cancer, the most aggressive cancers are very hard to treat because they don't respond to the hormonal or to the basic treatments. So cardiometabolic diseases, that is diabetes, obesity, heart disease, increases the risk of having prostate cancer, but also vice versa. Like if you have prostate cancer, you have high risk of having diabetes, obesity, and heart disease. But most likely is when you have these diseases that they're affecting the whole body, and more likely the man is going to have the prostate cancer.
Right. So a good diet can combat that a little bit, even though it's still a risk. A good diet can.
Yeah,
so
we are going to
diet
look.
can combat
Yeah,
that.
we are going to look at that. We're going to look at that at the end. Okay. What are the signs and symptoms? Okay, there is one thing. Before 50, there are no signs. That means sometimes the signs are going to show up when the cancer has already developed. Okay. So trouble urinating, that means you when the man goes to pee, the pee doesn't come out, you have to force it. That could be a sign of it. Blood in the urine or semens, pain or burning during urinating or ejaculating, pain in pelvis, back pain, or when seated, or when the man goes to the toilet and can feel the pain, not the back pain, then the one can be due to hemorrhoids, but the pain that is forward. Fatigue, weight loss, night sweats, those can be signs, but those are signs when now the cancer has already is advanced. Okay, so mostly is advanced that men, when they get to their 50, they get to checkups because of the silent lack of symptoms when this thing is still progressing. And I remember listening to a man who he was doing marathons all the time. He was very active, working, a good man in a good health. And he just had a little pain, went to the doctor. And the next thing he knew, he was told he had a stage 4 cancer, prostate cancer, that couldn't respond to radiation, surgery, or anything. So even chemo, they told him there is nothing we can help you with because this thing has progressed too much. That means it can progress not just from in the prostate, but it can go to other parts of the body. Like, so when it's not detected early, it can go to the bones, it can go to the blood. Now it becomes something that is not treatable. But eventually he ended up having, getting in a trial for immunotherapy, and which worked well for him.
Right.
So it's very important for men, and especially, once again, I'm going to keep on stating this, if you're an African man or you have African descendant, please get checked. Okay.
Right. Yeah, I was speaking to a friend of mine, like I said, the friend I mentioned, who had bladder cancer.
Yeah.
And he talked about the excruciating pain.
Mm-hmm.
He was like, that I've never felt pain like that before. I was like, really? He was like, man, he doesn't wish that on his worst enemy. Excruciating pain.
I think it is something that maybe we don't talk a lot. I was also listening to someone, and he was saying he has done martial arts, the way you really have to resist to pain for many years, and he has never endured pain like the way he had when he had cancer.
Right.
Yeah, so it's really a painful thing.
Right.
Okay, so we have, what do we know, or what is being diagnosed is we have a PSA test. This is the test where when you go to the doctor, that's what are they going to look for. It's a prostate-specific antigen. It's a protein made by the prostate itself. And high PSA may suggest cancer, but not always. So you need to look at other factors that can raise the PSA. That's with your doctor, who is going to rule things out. So other reasons that can make PSA levels high, it's prostate infection itself. Doesn't have to be cancer, but it can have infection. Inflammation, other infections in the body, like kidney or bladder infection, for example. Maybe that's what your friend had before.
Okay.
Enlargement of prostate cancer, there is that, and it's going to cause the PSA levels to go up. And also considering other chronic diseases that might also affect or weigh on cancer, prostate cancer. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So let's look. I already touched about this, is testosterone. And so the testosterone plays a role in the growth of prostate cancer. That's what I said. If you have high testosterone, which men are always looking for, right?
Right.
Yeah. And I have a 22-year-old, and he's always saying, I have to improve my testosterone. Okay, fine. He's very far away. But when you get to that 50 years, those testosterone might be feeding the prostate cancer. So that's why, again, screening is very important.
Gotcha.
Okay. And the same thing, low testosterone might also cause a very aggressive cancer, and especially in men with diabetes, obesity, and heart disease. We talked about the African and African descendants. They have unique genetic material, so they are more challenged when it comes to cancer because of this genetic material that have high cancer risk. Okay. However, when it comes to men in general, and mostly in Africa, because I read papers about Africans, and it's the fact that men don't talk much about their health, and the fact that there are a lot of beliefs related to diseases. So there is this paper I read, and the study was done in multiple societies in Africa where men will say, if I am meant to be sick, it's all right. There is nothing that can help me, even if I am supposed to go to give them medicine. Others, they're going to relate that in with the spirits, Others, it's just like, that is, it's affecting sex organs. And so people don't want to talk about it. So it's like there is shame behind it. And so there are a lot of people who have, especially those who are not educated, they're going to have beliefs that they are not even, they can't even fall sick, especially when it comes to genital diseases.
Right.
So there is also the lack of medical equipment in most places, like MRI. They are just maybe found in places where technology is really developed. So when we are having a population that have high risk of having these cancers, and then we don't have material to protect them or even material to educate them, it becomes problematic. So for people who are listening, especially women who have, men and women especially, I would say, who are African, please pay attention. Let's speak about this thing so that men can go to be tested.
Right. Very important.
Okay.
Very important.
Very important, yeah. So lifestyle and prevention. Like all other cancers, there is something you can do to improve your life. That doesn't mean that cancer will not occur. It might occur, but it might not be aggressive if you are living some kind of lifestyle. So try the best you can to live the healthiest possible. So you lose weight if you have higher, you have extra calories, or you're obese. So that plays, it's a factor. Reduce the processed food. Be active, so walking, running, or going outside. Have an activity.
Right.
Be physically active, and eating a healthy diet that is high in plants, because it's going to give you more antioxidants, vitamins, and also the plant chemicals that they will come and support your body. We know, for example, cruciferous vegetables, they are known to have compound that can reduce cancer. There are people who also, like when they have cancer, they will dive into garlic, because garlic is antimicrobial and it can help to kill cancer. So in trying the best to have a healthy lifestyle,
Right.
not lifestyle. So you're busy, you're active, and you're eating well. You reduce the stress, because stress really plays a huge role in developing diseases, and so it can bring up the cancer. It's found out, like people who go from migrate, for example, Asians, they don't have the tendencies of having cancer in their genetic material. And when they go to places where they have this westernized food, like in US, the risk of developing prostate cancer increases. That means lifestyle and diet has a lot to do with it. Yeah.
I'm glad that you brought the U.S. up. I'm going to bring some numbers here in a second here. In the U.S. alone, it was estimated in 2025 that over 2 million new cases would take place. So we're in 2025 now. It was estimated about in 2019 that in 2025 there would be over 2 million cases, and about 600,000, a little over 600,000 people will die of that cancer.
Wow.
In 2025. That's a lot of people.
There's a lot of people. Yeah. And also, like the studies I did also, like in time when Africans, even if they had this genetic material, they didn't have those cancers, a lot of them. But today, because they have embraced, especially huge cities, they have embraced the American kind of lifestyle, the incidence increases. So I think it's 2040, the sub-Saharan African will have high risk, victims of this cancer, prostate cancer. Okay, or maybe victims, or say patients. Okay, let me check on my notes. I think I lost myself somewhere. Okay.
That's okay. That's okay.
Yeah, I think I was listening to someone because I have a topic. I was like, well, I'm not supposed to be there. Okay, here. Um, so as we talked about diagnosis and treatment, early diagnosis is the best. So as you hit 50, 55, please try the best you can to see a doctor and talk around it, around the, see a doctor for screening. Because it reduces the spread of the cancer cells. It also reduces the need of aggressive therapies. So the early it is detected, the better. It also improves the survival. Like we talked again in breast cancer, is the same thing. The early detection, the better treatment, and the better outcome. But here is the problem. When it comes to exams, the most exams are physical, and that's what makes people not to go for it, because it demands the physician to put finger into your rectum. And especially when it comes to African society, that is just like going out boundary.
Right.
No one want to do that. So mostly that's what makes people not to go to seek medical advice.
Yeah, and I totally understand that. Which I think if you're opposed to that's I mean, you got to get over that quick. We're talking about
Yeah,
a matter of life and death. You know what I'm
totally,
saying? Like
totally.
I
But
would have zero problems
mm,
getting checked out. Zero problems getting checked out. If that is about life or death, I'm gonna put that pride aside. I
but
get it.
yeah, Trent, you brought up in another environment and you're an open-minded person, where a lot of people, it's like, I would rather die from that cancer than someone putting fingers into my buttocks. There is that are holding people back. Okay, there is that. It's just like, um, you see. Let's get a little bit out of the topic. You come to America, or you come here to Europe. Women
Uh,
are in bikini. Okay,
right.
women are in what do you call this, miniskirts. In Africa, when you dress like that, you know you're disturbing the society, because that's how we are.
I get it.
You
I get
get
it.
it. Now imagine, like, you have to go to a physician and you have to unbutton yourself. I would not lie to me. When I came here and I had to do gynecological test, I was like, man, what is it? Do I have to go through that?
Right.
Because this is not what we are brought up with.
I get
Don't
I get
Yeah.
that. And I'm not shaming the
Yeah.
cultures in Africa, but
Mhm.
that's pretty
Part of
strange
life.
to me
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
someone something that minute would say, I'd rather die than have a man examine me up my rectum.
And
That,
sometimes it's not just
honestly,
a
that's
man,
kind of
it can also be a woman. A
yeah,
doctor can be a doctor.
but to me that's so minute, man. We talk about life
Yeah,
or
yeah.
death.
Yeah, life of death. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
But I
And
get it.
yeah,
I'm not
that's
again, I'm not knocking no one's culture at all. I
mm,
totally get it, but I don't get it.
yeah.
You know what I
You
mean?
see, to put that in parentheses, it's also the same thing like um, the Muslims. We
Right,
had cases here, like a Muslim woman will not like to go to a physician who is male, especially when it comes
right.
to gynecological stuff. So there is,
Yeah, and you
yeah.
know the reason I say that, and the reason why my pushback is so strong on
Mm,
that,
mm, mm.
when you live with a person and walk with a person who
Who's
has cancer,
mm.
it's almost like with my mother. As you know, we talked about that
Yeah,
on a
yeah,
previous
yeah,
program on
yeah,
breast cancer about last year or something.
yeah.
Um, she had breast cancer. I really felt like I had breast cancer because I walked her through her treatments every single day, and I saw the sickness, the throwing up. Even when she was away from radiation and all this stuff, she didn't have to have chemo. She had the
Mm,
radiation.
mm,
And it was a bad experience.
I get you.
So
I
can
get
you
you.
imagine it being a bad experience for me, how she was feeling at that time? If I
Yeah.
felt like I had cancer, because I
Yeah.
walk with her through that. That's you guys got to continue, man, to be proactive with this and
Yeah. Yeah.
you test it
So
when you
yeah, we
can
have
and
to
make sure your
we
health is
have to
good.
go we have to go beyond those social
Yeah,
barriers. Yeah,
yeah,
for sure. For sure.
exactly.
So yeah. So when the test is done and the physician might find a swelling, that's when you go for blood test, biopsy,
Right.
MRI exams, and that's when now you're going to go into treatment.
Exactly. And that's
So
one of the reasons, like I mentioned Mr. Charlie, and that's why
mm,
we're doing this podcast this morning on prostate cancer. Because Mr. Charlie, again, for those who are just coming, I see you guys coming in. So good morning to you from the States and good afternoon to France.
good afternoon,
But
everyone. Yeah,
so Mr. Charlie, he's having a procedure done today.
yeah.
And when he first told me that, he had that issue,
Mm,
his entire expression, his face, his everything, his energy changed. It's like he was given a death sentence. I
mm,
felt
mm,
so bad
mm.
for him, man. I felt so bad for him because I know he's afraid. I know he's afraid. So it's
Yeah,
important, man. So
yeah.
Catherine, thank you so much for doing this.
Yeah, yeah. The problem is cancer, and I will not deny, even myself, sometimes I just feel like it's the worst thing that can happen to someone. I think it's
Right,
the whole thing that the education we lack behind it. Most of the time, people we knew who had cancer, it's like they died out of it. So
right,
we don't have this education, or we have this fear of cancer. And sometimes when we feel if for me, even where I am now, I've
right.
seen a very close person to me. My daughter's father had cancer, and he
Hmm.
went through chemotherapy, and we didn't live together. So he once came to see his daughter, and he was like a skeleton. So when you
Right.
see that, you feel like life is just stripping out of the person, and you feel, I don't even know how I can feel, because
Helpless.
that person, that's when actually I started looking, how is there any way out?
Right.
Is there any way out? But
I was
we are
so I
not
was
there.
so,
No, let
I'm
me
sorry.
finish. We are not there anymore, because we have now a lot of studies, and we have internet and all that can help us know that diagnosis doesn't mean death.
Right.
Okay,
And I
there are
was so
people who are
glad
living.
that you shared that quote with me about every person,
Every man,
every man will have prostate
prostate cancer,
cancer and
but will
die
not
from prostate,
die.
but not everyone will die from prostate cancer. When I
Yeah,
shared that with him, I
mm.
saw something different in him because it gave him some hope.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
gave him some hope. So I thank you for that because that's very. I can only imagine how stressful that is for him, and I
Exactly.
appreciate
Yeah,
that because I
yeah,
shared it with him.
yeah. And he will be okay. And especially depending where his cancer is. And this is what I'm coming to, the treatment. So the treatment will depend with the stage of the cancer.
Mm,
So if it's early detected, it's faster. It can just be surgery or radiation, or that what we
right,
said, hormonal therapy. We go back to the podcast that we did about breast cancer, and we said some breast cancers will never evolve. They will be
right,
there, and sometimes they just disappear. And this is the same thing with prostate cancer. There are some people who have, as we say, like almost every other man will have prostate cancers, but they are not going to evolve. So these men are normally kept into observation,
right,
surveillance, they call it. Like you keep on doing the blood test all the time, because they are there, we can see them, but if they are not growing, then there is no need of treatment.
Right.
Okay.
I'm thankful for programs like this one, because everyone, including myself, didn't even know that everyone has cancer cells. I didn't even know.
Everyone. There was some years back when I started coming to the media and social media, and I said, I don't know what we are talking about food, and I said everyone has cancer. Then people were saying, like, if I eat this is not going to give me cancer. And I said everyone has cancer. We all have cancer cells. Cancer cells are there, and we don't have to get afraid about them. But we can, what we have, it's the chance and the choice to try to do the best we can, but they don't grow or overgrow.
Exactly.
Yeah. So cancer cells, cancer cells, once again, they are normal cells in the beginning that they misbehave. I can say that. It's just like in a factory, there are people are supposed to do this and this and this, and there is one person who did something different, and that some different causes those cells to become cancer, because they are alone. They are escaping the surveillance from the immune system, and when they become alone and they are looking for a way to survive, normally cells are supposed to die when they do their work, or when something go wrong, they're supposed to die. But cancer cells, they don't die. They want to survive, and that's why we keep on talking about the cancer is progressing, because the cancer, the tumor becomes bigger and bigger and bigger. And the problematic is every cell is supposed to develop and become big, but they are also maintained in a way that they don't overgrow. But these cancer cells, when they get out of this surveillance, now they overgrow more than the normal cells they're supposed to grow.
Right. Again, like I said, man, lifestyle changes and lifestyle monitoring and what we consume is extremely important.
It's important
for everyone.
Mm-hmm. For everyone. So the treatment will depend with the stage of the cancer, whether it's slow or aggressive, and the age of the patient.
Right.
Let's look at this. We look at a man who is between 50 and 70 years, and he has prostate cancer, and maybe it's evolving. That man is going to go under treatment.
Right.
A 70 or 80 plus man who has prostate cancer, and it's not growing, he's going to be in observation. A 90-year-old man who has prostate cancer, maybe it's aggressive or maybe it's evolving, but he has other diseases. He has heart disease, for example. We might not put him under treatment because it's going to affect the whole body. We were talking the other day, when we take medicine doesn't just go to one place.
Exactly.
So we might not go treating that man with aggressive chemotherapy when he has already had life-threatening diseases like heart disease. So it all depends with the state of the cancer itself, and this is why we need to go to the physicians who are going to help you to choose the best treatment for you. So that's why it all depends with the person, where you which age of the disease, the age of the person, the stage of the disease as well. So the treatment of the prostate cancer, the minor ones, the one that haven't spread, as I said before, it can spread and get out of a prostate cancer. It can go to the bones. It can go to the blood. It can go to the other parts of the body. So when it is still in the prostate, we are going to do surgery, radiation, hormonal therapy. And for those that it's not evolving, they're going to go to the surveillance, the observation. However, when it becomes advanced, you have chemotherapy. And now, in the recent years, we have immunotherapy.
Right.
Okay. One thing it is advised, I heard from different doctors saying you need to check out different opinions, because if you are told you have cancer and you just, like most of the times when it comes to cancer, sorry, this is also a business, okay? So when you go to cancer, you're told you have cancer, the doctor is going to tell you, you have to go to chemo, you have to start treatment right away. And most patients that I heard, I listened to their advising, and also doctors, some doctors will say, this thing is not going to kill you tomorrow. Take time, breathe, and think, what is the best treatment for you? Because you might go, you have maybe prostate cancer. They found cancer cells in your prostate, and they tell you they're going to give you to have surgery. And if you're not given the risk factors that are going to come with that surgery, you might end up having a very disappointed lifestyle after. So being evolved and looking for a second opinion is very advised, because treatments like surgery comes with permanent side effects. That could be erectile dysfunction, incontinence that is unable to stop the pee, and so some men are going to wear the diapers. Rectal bleeding. So these are permanent problems that you can speak. If you are aware of you can then have the chance to choose which procedure you want to go through.
Exactly. Let's have around this for a second, because it's very important. Catherine and I spoke on this on the previous podcast about engaging your physician. Don't just take their word for it. Yeah, we respect their knowledge and all that stuff, but as I said and I stated on the previous podcast, they're practicing medicine, and it's a business. You have to make the decisions for you, what's most comfortable for you, and you know exactly what your body's telling you, because your body's going to speak to you. So again, think first. It's a business first. They're practicing medicine, and you're supposed to consult with them.
Yeah, you consult with them. It's not just we go to doctors for help and to understanding some things in what's happening to us, but we still have that power to to take decisions. You get to ask questions. I remember when I had a lot of pain, and I would go and I talk to the doctor, and he would just tell me, maybe you need to change the medication. And I used to ask questions, and sometimes I would just see him opening the internet to find out, or he will have that huge dictionary. It's like an encyclopedia where he's going to read about it. Meaning, it's not because he's a doctor that he has all the world in his head. He is a human being also. So you have to be proactive. The doctor is not treating you. Your body treats itself. You can be given a little help from the medication or whatever treatment they're going to help you with, but you are the one who is taking the most important decisions. Sorry.
That's right.
Yeah. They also, what I found out is most surgeries done on prostate cancer, they have relapse, sometimes just a few months after, or some few years after. This can rise because when the surgery was done, or maybe radiation was done, they didn't they didn't see some cells that were already there, and so when after the surgery, those cells, they're going to grow up. So knowing that also can help you to find out which is the best way to remove the whole thing, or maybe find another treatment that is going to reduce the cancer cells. And this is, I found this very interesting. There is a Tucker Medical. It's a YouTube channel where men can go and find a lot of information about prostate cancer, because the doctor there really speaks well and in a simple language. It's Tucker Medical, YouTube, and you can get information there. I don't know him. I just fell on him when I was just doing my research. So, how is living with cancer? Like every other disease, it's psychological way because one, it wears your body out and psychologically affects, and especially once again, we come to men and especially the African men, because from the age of a small kid, men are told not to cry, don't show your emotions and all that. You're a brave, I think there was that thing that was going sometimes years back, like black men don't cry, right?
Right.
So we black men have that tendencies of isolating and leaving the disease by themselves instead of discussing, or it's not, you need to come to the family and the friends you have, because when we say we heal better together than when you're alone.
Right.
So when you have people who can help you, they might not help you with the disease, but at least emotionally, they're
That's
going
right.
to support you. And I think, like you said, Trent, about your mom, because you were there, because you lived with her, she must have felt less
Yeah.
the pain.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And here's the thing, though. She beat it. She beat
yeah,
breast cancer. So
yeah,
I
yeah.
was very, very, very. I attacked as soon as she was diagnosed. I
Mm-hmm.
attacked the cancer. I created two 24-foot gardens, and she started eating organic out of the garden.
Yeah.
So we combated it, man. We combated it, and I would leave her little notes every single
Okay.
morning,
Yeah.
affirmations and all that stuff. Leave them, just sit them around her coffee or whatever she was having, her breakfast or whatever, every single morning. And that just brightened her day. And in the recovery book, I spoke about of having supportive systems, right? Having a
Mm.
support system, great
It's supposed
support
to
system.
touch.
But
Yeah,
here's the thing. It's good to have a support system, but the most important thing to have is a loving support system.
that's
A
true.
support system
That's
that's
true.
actually there and willing to walk with you on that. That's a loving
Yeah,
support system, not just
yeah,
somebody that's just there.
yeah.
So it's very important
Yeah,
to have people
we don't
surround yourself.
just need the figure person there. You need someone who is really understanding what you're going through.
Exactly. And
Yeah,
I found that helped her a ton. She didn't feel like she was alone. I was walking with her every
that's
single
good.
step. I started running 5 miles. Let me break this down for you guys for a
Mm,
second. After she was diagnosed, I
mm.
started running 5 miles a day every single morning in the name of my mother. Every single morning before we get out and go to the radiation, I'd jog. And here's the thing, the funny thing about later on, years later, she had beat cancer and she passed away from something else. But years later, I had a bleed on the brain. Years later, my neurologist contributed my exercise and running 5 miles a day. He says, you were very strong. That's what saved your life.
Wow.
Me running for my mother
Yeah,
saved
you
my life. Saved my life. So it's very important, man. Very important to have a loving, supportive system when it comes down to any disease, not just cancer,
not
any
just cancer,
disease.
any disease. Yeah, or
So if you're
every
going to be
time that
there
we
for a
have.
person,
Yeah,
exactly. If you're going to be there for a person, be there for that person.
yeah,
Want to be there for that person. It means
for
a
sure,
lot.
for sure.
Yeah.
That means a lot. I think I also listened to this man who said he had colon cancer, and what he had those protocol where cold shower, I mean not cold shower but cold exposure, breathing,
Right.
running, and being active. But what really helped him most was also the family, because the family was there,
That's right.
and so you feel less alone.
Exactly. And then
Yeah.
you think about it though, man, when you're there with someone and you have a supportive system around you, that
Hmm.
reduces the stress,
Yeah, for sure.
So it
Yeah.
reduces the stress and it'll make, the walk a little easier.
Yeah.
Like people like having people like Catherine in my life and who just happens to be my friend and a nutritionist. So the reason why I'm in great shape is because she has a lot to do with that. All the knowledge, the wealth of knowledge that she's shared with me over the years, it helps me a ton. I'm very
Thank
fit.
you. Thank
I
you.
work out every single day,
Yeah.
and I feel good. I feel great. I feel great. But having friends like that is a plus.
Yeah,
And
it's a
besides,
plus.
I don't have to pay for the nutrition tips. So,
I'll
so
send
thank you,
my,
Miss Lady. Thank you, thank you, thank
I'll send a, what do you call that? I'll send the invoice.
you. I'm sure you will.
Okay, so let's conclude. As I said again, all men will die with prostate cancer, but not all men will die of prostate cancer. So that is much true, and especially when it comes to African men and African descendants. And if you live longer, the more chances you have prostate cancer or cancer cells in your prostate. That is just due to the aging. So
Right,
the question was why prostate occurs, and this could be because of DNA sequences. So the DNA is turning over all the time. And
right,
sometimes there can be errors. And those errors, when they come over time, accumulation in years, then it is going to be prostate cancer. It can be any other cancer, but for those who are not genetically involved. So note that there's some prostate cancer that can stay dormant. And so just like breast cancer, there's some breast cancer that can stay dormant. It's there, but it's not evolving. So understanding that point would help you not just to go rushing into the treatment without you having a wide knowledge of what is going to happen to you if you go to that for that treatment. I mean, I'm not saying you don't go for treatment. I'm just saying being aware is much better.
right.
So what else did I want to say? Risk increases as you age. Twice as much if you have a family history, someone who had cancer in your family, even if that person is a female. If your mother had ovarian or breast cancer, you have high risk of getting prostate cancer. 3 times as much if you're an African. And mindset. I've read and I had patients who have gone through cancer, and what they talk much about is the mindset. If you wake up like you're dying every day, it's going to be worse. If you wake
Wow.
up that you're strong enough and you're going to beat the disease, it is going to help you survive. It's going to increase the survival rate, and also it's going to help you have other energies that are helping your body to, to fight the disease.
Wow.
Reducing risk of heart disease, diabetes, obesity will help reducing the risk of prostate cancer. Okay. Opt for the healthiest lifestyle possible, and prostate cancer can be silent. You don't have to be silent yourself. So speak out and seek help.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I'll close with to my gentlemen, man, especially African Americans, right?
Yeah.
Mindset is everything. And just Catherine's always saying, she's always stressing, the prescription is within us all. The prescription is within us all. So mindset is every single thing. That's just like with the situation that I was in, that I continue to still be in this recovery. Mindset is everything.
Yeah. Yeah.
Remember,
Trent,
you control the brain does not control you. Go
just
ahead.
to add on that, what you're saying, it is say that two people can have the same diagnosis, and the one who is going to have positive thoughts like I'm going to beat it and see the
Yeah,
future and see what I want to become, like this thing is not going to stop me becoming. And the other person is going, oh my God, what is happening to me? Why me? I'm dead. I'm seeing. Those people are going to have two different outcomes.
exactly. I give an example of those two totally different, distinctive people, right?
Mm.
For instance, I had a bleed on the brain
Mm.
5 years ago. I had a bleed on the brain. I became partially paralyzed and partially blind. got my sight back. I'm working that paralyzation out. I'll give you an example here, right? When I left the rehabilitation center, the doctor started prescribing all these different things like the wheelchair, the walker, and all this stuff. So I'm sitting there and I'm thinking to myself, who in the hell is he writing this shit for? This is not for me. This is not for me. So I said it, but I was thinking, I said it out loud. I said, who's that for? He said, that's for you. You're going to need this. And I said it clear as day. Not for long. Not for long. I was hell-bent on not depending on that walker, that cane, that wheelchair, none of that. So I work out 5 days a week. Sometimes I have to be told, hey, slow it down, man, slow it down. I'm cold dipping in 42, 43, 45 temperature water and all this stuff. And once I found out that was good for inflammation, I became addicted to it. Every single morning. It's the first thing I do when I get to the gym. Cold dip, 10 minutes a day. But my mindset got me over the hump. So just like Catherine said, mindset is it's important. I control the mind. The mind does not control me. So, and Catherine's always stressing, I'll say this again, the prescription is within us. It's what's in us.
Sure. Yeah,
exactly.
I have that phrase that I keep on saying all the time. You have the power to heal yourself.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. I am so thankful for you, man.
But that doesn't mean you don't see the doctors. You have to
you got to see the doctors.
See the doctors and choose the best treatment for yourself. But be informed.
I'm sorry. I find that once you start speaking life into yourself, your body speaks to you. Your body's going to tell you exactly what to do. My body speaks to me every single day. Yeah, it may sound weird to those whose body don't speak to them, but my body speaks to me every single day. So I make the best decisions for myself and for my life and my loved ones around me.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful. Yeah. Even if with the treatments, even if you have chemotherapy or whatever they're going to give you, okay, fine. There's some things you can change. If you have surgery, you can never come back to that. But if you have chemotherapy, there are other things that you can do to support the body to support that treatment. So eating healthy can help the body to go through the chemotherapy without having all the side effects.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. Let's say good morning. I didn't see you guys. We were so engulfed in this conversation. It's very important conversation here on cancer. Let's say good morning to LaShawn. Let's say good morning to LaShawn. Good morning to you from the States and good afternoon to you from France. So good morning.
Thank you.
Actually, good morning to everyone. Let me read her comment. So can you see this? So you can read her comment.
Good morning. I agree. Research, ask questions, and get other opinions. For sure.
Exactly.
Totally agree.
There's another one.
You are her motivation. Yeah.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you.
That's beautiful. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it's good to look for other opinions. And I remember this one who was talking about, he didn't have prostate cancer, but he had a cancer, but he's not one, he's one among the many. And he had his diagnosis and he didn't believe it because he was very active. And he had to do it from another doctor, and he was given the same thing. So that is said, okay, that's good. But there is another one who went to see the doctor because I think he had pain, or maybe he didn't, I can't remember what the symptoms he had. And the doctor told him, we are going through COVID, you're obviously stressed up.
Right.
Let's look at that maybe 2-3 years from now. And he went home. Well, behold, when he still kept having that symptom coming back. And so he went to another doctor. And when he went there, it was like stage 3 cancer, prostate cancer.
Wow.
Meaning like the first doctor just buffed the thing. It's like, yeah, we're all going through stress stuff. So
Right.
it's good if you listen to yourself. Your body's talking to you, and also you really have that power to tell the doctor, no, I need something else. I remember one day there was a lady, she was her kids were in the same school as my daughter, so I used to see her every day, and she was walking like this. And I approached her and was like, wow, is it painful? Why is it thing? What happened? And she told me, it's a side effect from medicine.
Wow.
And I was like, why don't you change the medicine? My doctor doesn't want me to change.
Of course you don't. Of course you don't. Of
I
course
was
you
like,
don't. Yeah.
and not even that, because I can imagine some places where you just rely on one doctor. Here, the medication. Here, we're in France. I mean, you can change doctor, like, you know, just change the doctor. You go to another, or you ask the pharmacist what is
That's
happening.
it. Yeah.
Yeah. So please, there are things that there are people, maybe it's not just because the person is a doctor. There are people who don't want to believe that they are wrong. So they're going
Right.
to keep on putting on it like it's all right. So seek out opinion, medical opinion. Don't ask your brothers and sisters or cousins what you're going to do.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I know this is not the popular thing to say, but I'm going to say it anyway. Because on this platform, we're very transparent, and we're just honest talk, straight talk. Let's just be clear. The doctor's not God or whatever higher being that you pray to. Yeah, the doctor's not. The doctor's human,
It's a
and it's
human
called
being.
research for a reason.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Yeah.
think before you take that advice and run with it, because it's your life.
It's your life.
So,
It's your life.
right,
Yeah.
exactly. Kathy, you
So
want to
thank
you
you.
want to close out?
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for this time. Thank you for that opportunity as well, because I didn't know as much as I thought. And so it was a good time to read and listen to patients and understand. Because, this thing is relatable to other diseases as well. It's not just prostate cancer. And I didn't just listen to prostate cancer patients. I also listen to other people. And
Yeah,
it is important. It is important for people to know they have the power to heal. They have the power on their health. And thank you so much for letting this space be a place for people to heal,
it's
if
definitely
not so.
my pleasure, and it's definitely still healing for me because I still deal with the passing of my mother. She did she didn't pass away from breast cancer, but it's more comforting for me to share information like we do weekly
Yeah,
with
yeah,
people who are suffering. So
yeah, for sure.
if we could actually share the information and get it out, it's my pleasure. So
Yeah, yeah.
my
And
pleasure.
knowing that your case, it can be unique, but you're not alone. Okay.
Yeah,
The other people who are
absolutely.
going through the same thing, like we say, prostate cancer is like a main issue. Like now you understand, it's like if you know that, you're not going to be afraid. It's something that is happening to every other man, especially as they grow. So don't stick to yourself alone and thinking this is just affecting you. It has nothing to do with you. It's just the way life goes. And yeah, thank you. Thank you.
Exactly. As always, folks, you can catch us on Spotify, Apple, YouTube. Subscribe to the channel, man, and subscribing to the channels, each channel at takein.com over on Apple. It helps to support the platform and it helps me to support those who help me. So truly appreciate you guys. Truly appreciate you guys. So, Kathy, you want to tune off,
Yeah, for
close
me,
out for France?
you find me in foodandheal.com and also Catherine Githu YouTube. Catherine Githu in what do you call this again? Facebook and Instagram. Yeah, and let us find ourselves here every Thursday for more conversations and more tips, if you can say so. Thank you so much. Good afternoon to everyone, and good morning to everyone who is in the morning time. I appreciate to be here. Appreciate this time.
Good stuff. And as always, you can catch all things conversation at taykenn.com. Taykenn, KENN.com, where you can find Catherine with Food and Heal and all the wonderful blogs on her site. And actually, she has a wonderful book that she never talks about. She has a wonderful book on information that she never talks about. That's right,
for
folks.
sure.
She's an author. She's an author. Has a wonderful book on inflammation. You guys go to Amazon, pick that up.
Yeah, it's the best anti-inflammatory breakfast because it is so important. You know, the other day I was doing a research and I fell on how it's so bad to skip breakfast, especially for women. So go get that book, and you have nice, simple, very simple anti-inflammatory breakfast. And next time I'll bring the book with me here. And for the next time, before next time, if you're a lady, please don't skip your breakfast.
But speaking of breakfast, I'm going to have some breakfast here in a minute. I'm having my turmeric and ginger tea right now, and I get some breakfast after Kobe walks. So he's awake, as you guys could probably hear. So good stuff. Until next week, next Thursday, you guys be epic.
Conversations with Trent in conjunction with Taylor Kennedy Media and your radio network would like to thank you for calling in and listening to tonight's episode. We hope that tonight's conversation offended you just enough to turn your mirror inward to come back for more. So until next week's conversation, be epic.